Luger, you think it'd be okay if I wrote an article about the fractured dimensions? About the people who lived there, and what they were like, and why they needed to be destroyed?
If you did that, I suppose they live on, in a way.
Vera here. We've detected a new fractured dimension. The rift is in Canbelar. Please depart for it immediately.
Wow, Gaius, you really managed to adapt yourself to Olympius, huh? Hey, Erston, you've really managed to adapt yourself to Olympius, huh?
Yes, by posing as the scion of a wealthy family from a remote region of the country. They've taken to calling me the prodigal son down at the docks.
You've developed a whole character for yourself. I had no idea you were such a performer.
What's a prodigal son?
The world is in crisis and you're playing make-believe? Maybe you should take this a little more seriously.
Do you agree with that assessment? Indeed. Could a ruler who can't empathize with the lives of the citizenry be trusted in a time of crisis? His ignorance could lead his country to disaster.
A world in crisis means people in crisis. So the more you understand people, the better you can serve them.
So you understand?
As a journalist, I represent the common man.
His Highness really is a great man.
Al, you're not supposed to call him that.
Oh, His Prodigal Highness really is a great man.
What are you looking at?
Oh, I was merely noticing the differences between your hairstyle and Prime Mila's. How can I explain it? Locks of hair sort of pop out of the left side of her head.
That's like how a child would describe it. You sure are ignorant about these things.
The topic does not come up often in my political and military planning meetings.
She probably has self-style it for her. I used to do that too, but maintaining it was such a hassle. Although when I swung it around quickly, I could distract a foe between attacks.
So that's what it was for.
I know what you mean. If my hair isn't parted straight down the middle, it drives me crazy. But it's such a pain trying to get it to stay that way.
Elle, do you do your own hair?
No, my daddy used to do it for me.
And now?
Now I have Luger do it.
Then isn't he the one who should be complaining about it?
Well, it's a pain to have to hold still for so long.
So this is a fractured dimension.
Waymarker response detected. Commence retrieval.
There's a waymarker here.
What do we do?
First, we try to find the thing that sticks out the most from the prime dimension. That's usually the catalyst.
Isn't this your hometown? Notice anything unusual?
It's as if there's a pall in the air.
Well, the first step in reporting is to ask around.
Ah, it's freezing! Why does it have to be so cold here?
You can warm yourself by conserving the energy you use, flapping your tongue, and use it to move your body instead.
Must you always say such tedious things in such a tedious way?
And then your tedious grumbling makes us two of a kind.
You really are a delight. I'm guessing you don't have many friends, huh?
Friends? Indeed I do not.
That's not true. Weren't the Chimeriad your friends?
It's been a while since I've heard that name.
I don't know what that is, but it sounds cool.
Wingle, Agria, Zhao, and Pressa. They were Gaius's bodyguards, and they were all super powerful warriors. Yeah, about that.
They aren't anywhere. They're all dead.
Oh.
Oh no.
It was during the war when they opened the schism. We were involved, too.
There's no need for you to feel responsible. Wingle, Zhao, Pressa, and Agria gave their own lives so that I could move forward with mine. The responsibility for their sacrifices rests solely with me, and I will not dishonor them by compromising my goals. That is all you need to know.
Right.
It's so cold.
Is it? I find it quite refreshing for this time of year.
No way! There is no way it gets colder than this. Back me up on this, Luger. No, right? Mine are turning blue. How come His Highness isn't even shivering?
Canbelar gets coldest at night. Compared to that, this time of day is quite warm.
Colder than it is now? How much colder?
Cold enough that any liquids or vegetables that aren't properly stored will freeze solid shortly after dusk. And of course, if you wanted to open a window, you would need to pour boiling water on it first.
Seriously?
But the cold itself is manageable. The big problem is that the fallen snow never has a chance to melt. Snow removal costs the city an enormous sum in both money and man-hours.
Why don't you just snap your fingers and melt it all away with your magic powers?
Because the melted snow would just freeze solid again, obstructing the roads when it does. The problem is not so easily solved.
Wow, living in cold places is the worst.
Which is why the people here share such a tight bond. That is one advantage no other city can match.
I like the looks of that. Not one bit.
I don't know if we're gonna get through this way.
Disperse. The castle is off limits by order of His Highness King Li Ying himself. You shall not pass. If I fail in my duties, he'll kill me too.
This city is as tedious as it is annoying.
The real thing is actually quite nice, really.
It wasn't supposed to be like this. This is wrong. Why do you vex me so? Who are you people?
Wingle?
More would-be assassins vying for my head. Rest assured, no guards shall fly to my rescue. I'm a lonely king who deserves to die. But first, I will make you rue the moment you dare to set foot in my throne room.
What the heck?
Agreed. This world is but one outcome. Perhaps this is the bitter fruit born from a mistake of my own making. Mian Li Ying.
Bayalti din yu ai kaira din yin. Terkuraya lin yalyo din.
Jibiti Yayo Li Ying Ki Wung Tin.
Erston? Erston, you came back. Please, Erston, try to forgive me.
What happened?
Must you make me say it? It started when you began talking about abdicating the throne and abandoning your people.
Why would Gaius do that?
Carla was fading. You wanted to be with her at the end.
Carla, her illness.
Who's Carla?
Gaius's little sister.
I know that once you make a decision, you never waver in it. So I begged Carla to help you refocus your attention on your kingly duties. She agreed to help, but I never thought that she would.
To prevent me from going through with abdicating, she took her own life.
Erston, forgive me! I never dreamed that would happen. You must believe me, please!
Her death broke this world's Gaius, and he left the public eye forever.
What? You're not Erston.
I'm not the Erston you know, that much is true. But believe me, I understand how he must have felt.
But your tongue! Erston Outway was my only true friend. You could never understand him.
So the possibility existed for us to be friends.
Clearly he didn't feel the same about me. Erston abandoned me along with his people. Why? Damn it, Erston! Tell me why!
He's the catalyst!
Luger didn't even need to help this time.
Are you really up for this, Gaius?
This brutality is what it takes to destroy a world, right? How can I presume to judge Luger without first having walked a mile in his shoes? Now. So this is the Divergence catalyst.
This one's different from my sister.
He's using a booster!
It's so scary! Do something!
Not today!
Something weird happened.
Sorry! Birthday! Let's go I'll help!
I owe you.
Let us attack together!
Yamun!
Just wonderful.
This is our chance to win!
Birthday! Right on point.
Kirsten, save me, please!
To sit upon that throne means embracing the needs of the many and forsaking the needs of the one. To rule is to accept a lonely life. A king must discard his own sense of self.
It was too much for me.
Indeed. Luger, I leave the rest to you. Have you already forgotten that my reason for coming was to judge you?
Hey.
Farewell, Li Ying.
Look, Luger, the waymarker! Hey, you did pretty good there.
Good job back there. So that was a fractured dimension. It's true. I spent many sleepless nights wondering whether I should abdicate the throne for Carla's sake. But when it was all said and done, I chose to remain king. Do you know why? Because I'm strong, huh? Whatever strength I had was derived from those who supported me. Those like the Chimeriad, among others. They made the isolation bearable. I couldn't just take my leave of them. Mark my words, Luger. There's a lesson for you in this. Destroying worlds requires a sense of detachment, one that will corrode the strongest of souls. If you continue to fight on your own, the isolation will consume you someday.
Isolation means being alone, right? So there's no problem, because Luger's got all of us.
That's big talk from a little girl.
Talking is my speciality.
You know, Gaius, they say the more the merrier about a lot of things, including support.
I suppose you're right. Feel free to call on me if you ever need help. Or if you just feel like grabbing a drink.
Wow, nicely done, Luger. It's not every day you become drinking buddies with a king.
You picking up the tab?
No, we'll split the bill evenly.
Guess you're not that close of a buddy.
Man, I'll be an old lady before I can finally publish this story about Gaius. Guess I gotta be. He's not the easiest guy to read, but I know there's a lot going on in that head of his. If I put in the time and effort, I know I'll figure out what makes Gaius tick eventually. Kinda the same with you. But don't worry, I'm not gonna write some trashy tell-all, you know.